One of the most populated cities in China may be found in the province of Xinjiang, which also accounts for 1/6 of the entire land area in China. In addition to its huge territory, the province of Xinjiang is home to a plethora of natural resources that have not been fully exploited despite their abundance. In July of 2021, geologists from China unearthed 40,000 tons of minerals that were not before known. Mineral resources in the region of Xinjiang are speculated to have a total value of up to $80 billion, according to some estimates. On the other hand, the United States of America is green with envy, and it has even begun negotiations with China in the hope that China will be able to sell mineral resources to the United States. The United States of America is green with envy because China is able to sell mineral resources to the United States. So what precisely is the most recent discovery that China has made in the category of rare resource? Will there be collaboration between the United States and China? Xinjiang was formerly an important hub connecting Asia and Europe, and it played a crucial part on China's ancient Silk Road. Today, the region is known as the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. This piece was written many decades or perhaps centuries ago. As a direct result of this, the significance of Xinjiang's placement in a strategic position simply cannot be overestimated. And throughout the course of many years, the United States of America and other Western nations have regularly exploited the Xinjiang problem as a pretext to promote disinformation and meddle in the internal affairs of China. This was done by using the justification that the issue included Xinjiang, an autonomous region located in China's northwest. Xinjiang has its own government. In point of fact, the United States and other Western countries have taken actions along similar lines in an attempt to slow down the rate at which China's economy is expanding. But the issues in Xinjiang that have been reported on by Western media sources are nothing more than rumor, as far as anyone who is familiar with China is aware. In point of fact, China places a high priority on the expansion of the Xinjiang region and invests a substantial amount of resources into the building of railways and highways in an effort to alleviate the severe traffic challenges that are prevalent across the region. In addition to this, the geological structure of Xinjiang is highly complex, and the region is rich in mineral resources. Xinjiang is responsible for the discovery of 122 of these types, which accounts for almost 72 of these types, which accounts for almost 72 of all types of minerals found in China. There are currently 168 different types of minerals that have been found in China, and the year after that, in 2021, Chinese scientists once again found a mineral owner in Xinjiang who was in possession of 40,000 tons of rare resources. This discovery took place in the following year. This component is referred to as beryllium ore in the industry. Could you perhaps elaborate on what exactly beryllium refers to? What sort of effects does it have on the Chinese government? The term beryllium refers to a resource that does not restore itself naturally over time. Both the total proven reserves around the world and the annual output are on the low side when compared to what may potentially be extracted. It is used in a wide variety of contexts due to the fact that beryllium possesses exceptional stability and elasticity, a high melting point, and a hardness that is significantly higher than that of comparable metal. These characteristics allow it to have a high melting point and a high melting point. Beryllium ore is frequently utilized as a compound such as beryllium copper alloy, beryllium nickel alloy, beryllium nickel alloy, beryllium oxide, and beryllium aluminum alloy, all of which are appropriate for the production of a variety of machines and parts. Beryllium ore is also frequently utilized as a compound such as beryllium aluminum alloy. There is also the possibility of discovering beryllium ore in its natural condition. In addition to this, the major raw material that goes into the manufacture of rockets is a substance called beryllium. It is well knowledge that the overall weight of the launch vehicle will increase by a factor of 500 kilograms for every additional kilogram that the satellite weighs. This increase will occur regardless of whether or not the satellite is successfully launched. In order to construct a rocket, you not only have to make sure that the rocket is durable, but you also have to make sure that you choose components that are not too heavy. In addition, beryllium is the only element that satisfies all of the requirements for the production of rocket materials, making it the only candidate for this distinction. Despite being considerably lighter than the more common metals known as aluminum and titanium, the substance known as beryllium possesses a strength that is about 4 times greater than that of steel. The condition of beryllium will become more stable after being heated, despite the fact that there is no obvious change after the heating process. As a direct consequence of this, China has made extensive use of the component referred to as beryllium on both unmanned and human spacecraft, airplanes, and satellites. As a conclusion, is achieving an ever-increasing degree of relevance in the aerospace and military sectors, and its application in the construction of rockets, missiles, and spacecraft is expanding at a rate that has never been seen before. From a geopolitical perspective, the discovery of a large beryllium ore in Xinjiang is of the highest importance to China. Since a long length of time, the United States has been the country that possesses the most beryllium ore, accounting for more than 60% of the world's production of this mineral. They never have any need to import beryllium ore, and they also possess an overwhelming majority of the power in the mining and sales of beryllium ore all over the world. In order for the United States to generate significant profits, it is sufficient for it to purchase beryllium ore from other nations at a reduced cost in order to then produce and process this ore in order to then sell it at a premium price. This will allow the United States to generate significant profits. Therefore, in July 2021, after China discovered a large amount of beryllium ore in Xinjiang, the United States was envious of China and even communicated with China on multiple occasions in the hopes of importing this mineral resource to the United States. This was done in the hope that China would allow the United States to import this mineral resource to the United States. This was done in the expectation that China will give the United States permission to buy this mineral resource. As was said before, the United States of America has surpassed all other nations in terms of the quantity of beryllium ore that it holds. What are some of the reasons for your desire to import beryllium ore from China into your company? Will there be collaboration between the United States and China in the past? The annual output of beryllium ore in the United States was 250 tons, but in China it was only 50 tons. This difference in production can be attributed to historical factors. The United States was responsible for a greater volume of beryllium ore production than all of China combined. The United States has refused to supply China with beryllium ore, and has also lobbied other nations to place restrictions on China's activities in an effort to slow down China's rate of economic growth. Both of these measures were taken in an effort to combat the rapid expansion of China's economy. As a consequence of this, previous to the discovery of beryllium ore in Xinjiang, China was only able to import a limited quantity of beryllium ore from the nation of Kazakhstan. This was because Kazakhstan was the sole source of beryllium ore. In addition, Western nations, led by the United States, have worked for many years to hinder China's advancement in high-end sectors by establishing a technical embargo on China about the technology required to refine beryllium. This embargo has been in place for quite some time now. China has been impacted by this embargo, which has been in place for a number of years. The fact that the United States is worried about China's development shouldn't come as much of a surprise. However, after years of research and testing, China has identified beryllium ore in Xinjiang with reserves of more than 40,000 tons. This was accomplished in this region because of the location of the region. This discovery was able to take place. It is speculated that these beryllium ore can be used in China for approximately 100 years, which would entirely address the scarcity of beryllium ore in China. This is based on the fact that it can be used in China for approximately 100 years. The fact that these beryllium ore have potential applications in China serves as the foundation for this hypothesis. Therefore, China will not consent to working together with the United States, despite the fact that the U.S. is willing to do so. More importantly, beryllium ore has the potential to significantly improve China's ability to manufacture complex weaponry. This is a very important development. It is possible that China will one day be able to effectively surpass the United States in the fields of aerospace and military in the not-too-distant future with the assistance of beryllium ore resources. So let me ask you this, what are your thoughts? Here's one more exciting project, New China's insane airport in mountains. It took China 8 years to build and 70 mountains to blow up. Don't waste your time, just click it.